Okay, I sped things up. This was the end of turn 3. Going on to turn 4, I seriously don't know if I'm going to last this long. If I lose one more figure, or actually two more figures, I can't unlock that magical key there, and I won't get any of the treasure. This is the situation in turn 3. So, this Knoll advanced and is in a fight with Avalia. She caused some damage. And this Knoll attacked her, and that was the end of creature phase 2. And then, but it took 6 points of damage, so she's doing pretty good. But the poor thing is struggling against two Knolls. And then Hyena moved over here. Of course, Treasure Hunter was the nearest figure, and Treasure Hunter takes 6 points of damage from that Knoll. And then Zephyr teleported, and that's why he's all the way here on this magic lock. He thought he would be slick and teleport right there. He had 1 point of damage that I found in my notes because he had failed a spell, and I forgot to put that on. So he has 1 point of damage, and he teleported way from over here. That was where he was in turn 2. Tried to be slick, but it didn't work. And then the Wounded Knight is moving towards Evalia. So, I don't know, folks. It doesn't look good for me. Here is that Knoll. He was on spawn point 4. He advanced over here towards the middle of the table, as I said they would. That's the rule for all the creatures. So I really don't think I'm going to last. And there is my Wizard Eye still there. Alright, folks, so moving on to turn 4, and I think this is going to be a short game. I'm only playing to turn 6. Okay, welcome to turn 5. Folks, this is game 3. Ishar's weapon shop, and this is one of the last games in Frostgrave week. That is coming to an end, and right now things are not looking very good for me. Alright, Wizard's phase, turn 5. So my wizard is way over here, and there is a Knoll and my Treasure Hunter, which is wounded, and that Hyena is heading towards her. And she's still fighting with that Knoll. Here is another Knoll heading towards Evalia, who's very busy with two Knolls. She's been doing great this game. She has both of them wounded, but I don't know how long that's going to last. And there is the other marker for the treasure. That's the lock. I need another figure there so that the cabinet can reveal the treasure markers, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Alright, Wizard's turn. He's going to do a spell. Okay, I'm going to use the push spell on one of the Knolls that's on the Treasure Hunter. It is a +2 to the casting bonus, so I have to roll a 10 or over. Casting roll, here it is. And that is a 16. Okay, that Knoll rolled 15, so 15 plus 10 is 25. And his armor is 10, so he's going to move 15 inches away from the wizard. So let me just do... Oh, great. He's going to put that Knoll right near Avalia. That's great. Didn't really think of that. Has to be away from the wizard, so that's the best angle. So that's 12 inches. And we're going to give him a couple more inches, and monsters cannot go off the table edge. So that's okay. That's 11. And all right, so he's going to be right on this table edge. Alright, so he's been pushed back magically by a wizard spell. The wizard, which is all the way over there, he's been pushed back 15 inches. But now he's right in range for Evalia. Nice going, wizard. Creature phase 1. Okay, there is one knight on the table, and this is the Knoll Knight. He is very, very wounded, but he's going to move towards the closest hero, which is Evalia. Okay, so the Knoll Knight positions himself right behind Evalia there, so the poor Dark Elf, she's good, but I don't think she's that good. He's a +5 fight. Okay, Evalia's just kicking butt. She rolls a 16 and gets a 19 in total, plus her fight stat. She does 6 points of damage to the knight Knoll, which is way more than enough to kill him. He had 9 points of damage already. So he is out of the picture, but she still has 2 Knolls on top of her. That is the end of creature phase 1. We go to the apprentice phase. There is none. And so we jump straight to creature phase 2. And now the hyena moves in melee with my treasure hunter. Oh well, that spell was really, I don't know, maybe it wasn't a waste. But the hyena moves in and attacks the treasure hunter, who is also wounded, and there's my wizard just watching. Treasure hunter +4 versus +0 of the hyena. And let's see, 14, 15 +4, yes. Okay, hyena is only 6 health and 10 armor, so 10 minus 19 is 9, and therefore he takes 9 points of damage, and he is out of there. Yes. Good job, treasure hunter. Okay, and Evalia is really falling behind here. I don't think she's going to make it through this turn. That Knoll that I pushed, which I should have thought about that. He's going to move into base contact. Gives him another action, and there's just way too many enemies on her. But let's play it through. If she goes down, this game is pretty much over. I'm only playing till 6 turns, and to be honest, even if she doesn't go down, this game is pretty much over. But let's finish turn 5, and then maybe do turn 6. I don't know. Play it to the end. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Knoll attacks. Okay, so this Knoll attacked. There was no damage done. The rolls were just too low, even though she won the fight. The next Knoll in line is going to attack. Okay, so this Knoll here wins the fight, and he does 4 points of damage to our brave Evalia. And there it is. She takes 4 points of damage. She has 12 health, and she has another attack coming from this Knoll right here. Okay, and they both rolled 3s, so the roll is very low. No damage is done either way. Otherwise, if the rolls were high enough, they would have both damaged each other. Okay, and this Knoll moves up, climbs up, and he's going to stay right there. He's moving towards the middle of the board, because that's what they do when they have no line of sight to a character. But now, of course, he has line of sight to Evalia. So, rapidly moving to the soldier phase. So my treasure hunter, she moves through rough terrain. She makes a double move to try and get to Evalia here, but she doesn't quite make it. And that is her turn. Now we're going to Evalia. Let's see what happens. So Evalia the Brave, that's what she's going to be called. She makes her first attack on one of the Knoll thugs. The Knoll thug wins the fight, however, and gives her 3 more points of damage. And her total is now 7. She has 12 health. All right, she's beginning to take damage. End of turn 5, into the last turn, another Knoll spawns on spawn point number 4. And all right, there we go. Okay, end of the game here at turn 6. Wizard takes another point of damage during the wizard phase. He fails one of his spells. And frankly, I don't really know what the spell was going to do. But Treasure Hunter just stood there. We made it to creature phase 1. And I decided there were no knights on the table. So the gnolls, all these gnolls were going to activate on creature phase 1 instead of 2. And so one gnoll attacks Avalia. Avalia retaliated and really took him down hard. But then this gnoll here hit her with a 19 plus his fight stat, and she went down hard. She took like 10 points of damage, and she is out of there. She had 7 points already. So that killed Avalia went down. We don't know if she's dead yet. And then it left this gnoll here on the wall and the other gnoll that had spawned. And one magic lock still locked and undone and done. So, yeah, that's it. I was done. Wizard's still waiting over there, hopeful. There's only one of my figures left on the board. Yep, so that's it. End of game 3. And go to a couple of thoughts next. Okay, so in Frostgrave we know that after the game is over, it's really not over. We have to roll to see what kinds of treasures we got, experience points, and what happens to the characters that were taken out in the game. So I'm going to make a roll for these 4 characters, roll each, and see what happens to them. Okay, this is the roll for Avalia. Post-game roll. See if she's dead. 1 through 4 is bad. She rolls 8 and 18, so she's good. She recuperates and comes back the next game. Next is War Puppy. Don't roll a 4. He rolls a 20, so he is perfect. He will come back next game, licks his wounds, and he's fine. Noel Archer. And he rolls a 15, so he's good. He comes back next game as well. Apprentice. If he rolls a 1 through 2, then he is dead. And he rolled a 12, consulting the table. That is a full recovery. So that is good, and that is all for these rolls. Okay. Okay, so some post-game thoughts. I did have experience points from some of the last games that I played, altogether like 235. I did get experience points for this game, and I will calculate those because, of course, I killed some gnolls. No treasure markers because I did not do the goal that I have here, which was to unlock those magical locks, have a figure in each of those markers there that is not in combat, and then that will spill out the treasure tokens from that cabinet. Now, this was a tough little scenario. Frostgrave in general is a tough game, and if you're honest with yourself while you're playing, it makes it a lot of fun. Now, that was the exit right there. That's where I had to go. And this is a game that I would have probably wanted to play with more turns. And also the gnolls. One gnoll spawns every turn on one of those spawn points. Maybe next time I will roll a random roll to see if a gnoll actually spawns. And that may give me a turn or two without any gnolls that I could maybe mop up what's on the board and have figures left over to take the treasure. But this is a tough game because once we take the treasure, you need 2 figures to carry treasure. And then they have to run all the way to the opposite side of the board. And the thing is that once you capture a treasure marker, you begin to roll on a special table, and that will eventually trigger Borak, which is the main villain. And he's a minotaur, half gnoll, and he's pretty strong. And once he comes on the board, it'll be tough. So you know, damned if you do, damned if you don't. This is the board that I came up with to play this scenario. These are my handmade dungeon walls. If you guys haven't seen these, visit my Facebook page or my YouTube channel, and you'll see the Dungeon Week that I made walls, and I dedicated a whole week to all of this dungeon terrain. So this is all handmade, and it's been a lot of fun. Oh, there's my wizard eye, folks. I cast that last turn. I think it was the second turn, and it's still there. Really didn't do much for me. So, very fun game. I love Frostgrave. I highly recommend it. And, folks, that's it. And we have one more game. It'll be me versus Julie. And hopefully, we can get that game done in time to end Frostgrave week. Otherwise, we'll just have the game and I'll upload it sometime in the future. Folks, thank you very much. I hope you liked it and welcome to my channel.